Welcome back. You're watching the Property Guide in ET now. Thank you for staying with us. Now, if you remember in the budget, the FM allowed for slum rehabilitation to be included as part of corporate social responsibility. Now, the assumption is that this will boost funds flowing into the sector. Nowhere is it more important than the city of Mumbai, which is why I have a developer with me right now who's already built about 2.5 million square feet of space in the city of Mumbai, has about 20 million square feet in the pipeline. Gaurav Gupta is the director of Omkar Realtors. Gaurav, thank you so much for coming in. Explain to our viewers right now what it means when the finance minister says slum rehabilitation can be part of CSR. So what would it mean for a company that wants to put some money away in CSR? Like
you rightly mentioned, the FM just mentioned a single line that, slum rehabilitation projects to be considered part of CSR. A lot of clarity is not there exactly, how it will work, but just speaking to a few experts, I think probably, the way ideally it should work is, that companies like ours, which are implementing these projects, so if any corporate or, if any institution or any mid-sized corporate probably for that matter wants to donate a part of their CSR, CSR amount which is there, then Omkar can become an implementation authority, utilize that money and redevelop a slum rehabilitation project. Like it's the case, when you build a school or you build a hospital, you have these corporates, which employ an agency to build those schools and hospitals. So those agencies typically worked on a, on an agency basis, So I think the same kind of similarity can come in this. But I think, it's a bit too early. A one-liner came in the budget. We're keeping our fingers crossed. But I think hopefully, something should materialize, or some clarity should come in the next 2 to 3 months' time.
So these three projects, if we look at 1973, we look at Crescent Bay, and if we look at Altamount, which is in Malad, they're obviously in three different brackets right now. Tell me what the sales have been across all three projects so far.
I think, Bombay real estate classically, if you look at, is based a lot on perception, a lot of positive sentiment. I think over the past 7 to 8 months since we had the formation of the new government coming in, the euphoria was, that the BJP win would be would be very high since January. Sales have definitely picked up a lot since January, and post
to match the euphoria that we had when the elections were won.
Absolutely, post elections, I think what we've seen is a lot of fence sitters who were there, who had taken positions, who wanted to wait. We've seen a lot of fence sitters actually come down and close transactions.
Give me numbers. What do you mean by a lot of fence sitters?
I can say there's been an increase of almost around 30% transactions. If you ask me, probably in our projects which we've seen. And this involves ticket size of 1.5 crores going up to 50-60 crores. More, I think the number is even more when it comes to luxury housing projects, because that is where the big money is involved. So I think in a luxury housing project, I think the difference has been around 35-40% typically in terms of sales.
There was a period for the last 1 year when sales were a little soft, when a lot of developers were offering 70-30, they were offering discounts, they were offering, maybe some sort of a discount on stamp duty registration. Are those days over? Are you considering still any sort of marketing offers? You think that, now the project is just going to sell because the market is better?
I think, at least one good thing has happened is, even from a customer's aspect, what we've been realizing is that people have realized that this is, that the bottom is already gone. You cannot see prices fall further. I think once that sentiment, that mindset has come in, that prices are not going to fall further, you already start seeing transactions, you already start seeing a bit of comfort in the buyers when they approach you. So, different companies and different kind of policies, so it's very difficult to say, whether those kind of schemes will continue or not. 75-25, you talked about 80-20, there are different kind of mechanisms used for different kind of sales or projections which you want. So I think they will continue in a particular project, but at what stage and at what prices, which is more important typically.
Alright, so the bottom is behind us then.
Absolutely.
Gaurav, tell us something we don't know, something that's not in the public domain as far as the projects you're working on. Is there a location that you're considering, a project that you're considering in particular that's soon to be launched?
So typically, like I mentioned to you, we're looking something at, we're very close. We've acquired the Powai project. In fact, we'll be launching that in the next 4 to 6 months. Probably an Andheri project we'll be launching at 3 to 4 months time. We're looking at a couple of more projects. So looking for a few launches around Diwali this time.
Alright, launches around Diwali. The bottom is behind us, so don't expect the prices to come down. That's Gaurav there from Omkar. Thank you so much for coming in. Remember, if you have a question for Gaurav, you can write to us. Email ID is at the bottom of your screen. Tweet in your questions as well. Thank you so much for watching the Property Guide. Stay with ET now.